You hear that? That's the awkward silence of a family dinner after you just got caught vaping. Most vapes contain high levels of nicotine and disappointment. Brought to you by The Real Cost and the FDA.
Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I don't think I've talked on this game just yet, but I kind of wanted to defend the game. I think I did do a video talking on the game, but I didn't do like a podcast episode defending the game. So, let's see. No, because I think it wasn't too long ago, too, when I had found out about the game. So, yeah, I've been doing I've been doing the alphabetical ordered episodes, but no, I don't think I haven't talked on this game yet. All right, so anyways, I'll be talking on the video game Unrecord. For those that have not seen the trailer on that game, I would definitely recommend watching the trailer. And I did do a reaction to it. So yeah, watch the trailer, then watch my reaction, and then from there, just see whatever you want to see about that game. But anyways, that game has been facing some controversy over the fact that the game looks too realistic. Now, yes, I will admit the game does look pretty realistic, but at the same time, I know it's a video game. Why? Because it's being sold on Steam. Steam ain't gonna sell no crazy or no wild stuff on there like, oh yeah, let's have it where there's real videos of people getting killed and there's, and the thing is this, it's like, I'm not saying that, like the real life stuff that's being shown. Like, I mean, when you watch the news, like you're bound to see crazy things on the news, or even if you just scrolling through the internet, you're bound to see crazy things on the internet. I don't know how many times like where I've seen some crazy videos where I'm like, bruh, if I can erase that stuff from my mind, because the fact that I know it's real, that's when it's like, it's traumatizing. It's like it's kind of like you start thinking about that stuff. It's like, man, like I wish I had never seen it, because no, I've seen videos of people actually getting killed, and or even like the aftermath of somebody being killed. And yeah, it's stuff that sticks in your head versus a video game. I've never once have played the video game, and I've been playing video games ever since I was a kid. So, like, I've never once, I mean, there's video games that have scared me, and what I do is just not play them. So, and I'll be talking on that. I want to, like, give you guys a little history lesson of my, and that's the thing where it's like, I can't say that, everybody's gonna feel the same way about me when it comes to video games, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't think this video game should be facing any controversy. So, anyways, but no, like, ever since I was a kid, I've always have played, wild and crazy video games. Like, I played Grand Theft Auto as a kid. I played other rated M games as a kid. I feel like what The Sims was, years ago, like, when I was a kid, is nothing to how The Sims is today, where it's like you literally seen your Sims character have sex. Like, The Sims was such a wild game, but I'm like, bro, and then I just even remember hearing about like games that are like rated AO, adults only. And so I remember back when that channel used to be a thing, G4 TV, where they would talk on like a bunch of different stuff, video game related. And I remember seeing that. Bro, I'm telling you, there's so many different wild and crazy things out there with video games. But that's the thing though, it's a video game. And I'm like, compared to some of the other games that I've seen on Steam, I'm like, bro, and the crazy thing is like, they still sell like rated AO games today. Like, there's games out there where it's literally just porn. That's pretty much what it is. I'm like, and when I see that, I remember when, I had, went on Steam, and there were some settings that I did, and I was for the longest trying to turn the settings back, because they was like, like video games with explicit well, I mean, most video games do have explicit content, but it was like, I think it was like adult content or whatever. And so I remember I wanted to like see like, well, it can't be what I think it is. I turned the settings on. All of a sudden, it's just all of these like, games where it's like, it's pretty much just about sex. And I'm thinking to myself, like, bruh, how is this allowed on Steam? So, no, the thing is this. Like, yeah, they allow stuff like that on Steam. Because I don't know. Me personally, I feel like comparing, some sex stuff compared to some death stuff. Yeah, I think we all know what's going to be a tad bit more traumatizing and stuff. It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't want my kids to see neither of those things. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, you'll see that on Steam before you see, like, oh yeah, let's post actual videos and stuff of people getting killed. Yeah, you're not gonna see that on there. So anyways, but I ended up turning that settings off, and I think when you do install Steam, that setting is it's automatically turned off. Like, unless you go out and you look for it, then yeah, but for the most part, yeah, that stuff it's turned off. So, but no, I'm saying there's games like that exist. And there are games out there where it's like they do have it where you're just playing as a psycho person. Like, there is one game I remember, I think I did I didn't react to the game in particular, but I think I reacted to like banned video games or something. And no, there was this one game where you do play as like a mass murderer and you just go around just shooting and like randomly shooting and killing people. Now I understand that you could do that in Grand Theft Auto, but that's not the the main story. That's not what you're supposed to do. They got it where you're doing like missions and stuff in there. So I know people will probably throw Grand Theft Auto under the bus because it's like, oh, that's what Grand Theft Auto is. You just go around shooting and killing people. No. I'll admit, when I was a kid, yeah, I would go run people over, shoot at them. I was crazy back in the day. But as I got older, but that was the thing, though, because I was like, I wasn't really paying attention to the missions. I was just going around just doing random stuff. Now, if you see me play games today, I'm not doing things like that. I'll be driving, try to avoid people, try to like, oh, dang, like I hit them by accident. Well, my fault, sorry. And I'm going about my business, but it's not like I'm just going around just shooting and killing people. It's like I'm crazy when it comes to video games, but I'm not that crazy. I've changed throughout the times, but I'm saying though, it's like I do, and I know people will probably be like, you shouldn't have been playing video games like that as a kid. And that was something I think I said in the video, and that's something that I've said before, and that's something I'm gonna say again, that I had the right parents, buying me these video games. My parents, they will buy me these video games like Grand Theft Auto. They'll buy me other like games that are rated M and stuff. Like, I remember there was a time where I was playing 50 Cent Bulletproof, and I remember it was like of course it was like 50 Cent's music was playing in the game, and it had like a lot of cursing and all that stuff. And no, it was like from like the cursing all the way up until the killing in the games. My parents always made sure and told me, you cannot do the stuff that you're doing in that game in real life. You can't run around you can't run around, shoot and kill people, run people over with the car, and then think that, oh, okay, I could just go inside my house and everything's gonna be fine. No, you're gonna go to prison for most likely life. All right, so no, my parents, I had the right parents buying me these video games. They always was telling me like, you can't do that stuff in the game, and you can't do it in real life. So, and I think that's what a lot of the times, like, if it's a parent concern about this unrecorded video game, it's like, yeah, you got to be there and tell your kids, like, they can't do that stuff. And if your kids don't listen to you, then it's like, that's where I feel like you as a parent, you need to sit down and have a little bit more of a deeper conversation with your kid. Because I'm like, the thing is this, the day when I have kids, I'm like, and I know, like, most kids ain't gonna be really looking at their parent as their friend or whatever. And I guess, like, not to sound so dark, but I'm like, I didn't really have, like, it was like a parent-child relationship between my parents. It wasn't like, parent-child, but, you can look at me as a friend if you want to type relationship. And I'm like, and that's the thing where I'm like, the day when I have kids, I want to let them know, like, hey, besides being your parent, I'm your friend. You could come talk to me about stuff. And if you want me to talk to you about stuff, you just want to sit down and just randomly talk. I don't care what it is or what it's about. Let's talk. All right, let's bond. Let's just have those moments and things, So that's why I'm like, yeah, I think the day when I do have kids, like, I would like to hope and think that I'm going to raise my kids right. But no, like, I definitely, if they do get into video games, I am going to let them know, like, hey, before I buy you this video game, I must, let you know that the stuff that they are doing, because of course, I'm gonna, like, whatever video game they ask for, I'm definitely gonna do some research on it. But I'm like, if it's a shooting game, I'm like, yeah, the running around and shooting and stuff, you know, you can't do that in real life. Like, it's one thing if you're defending yourself if somebody's trying to take your life, but if you're just going around just randomly shooting and killing people, yeah, you're gonna go to prison for some stuff like that. Life in prison. That means no more video games. That means you ain't gonna be able to have a normal life. No, you're gonna have have that prison life. And that prison life, I'm like, no, if you want to know what that prison life is, yeah, let's watch, the craziest moments of 60 Days In. Just showing you a little preview of what prison is like. And they'll probably see some crazy things on there. I think I remember on one of the shows that they showed that on YouTube. The dude was getting shanked. So I'm saying, I'm like, that's a little preview of what prison is like. You hear probably other people's stories about prison. I'm like, yeah, bruh, that stuff, that ain't, that's not the dream life to live. I promise you, it's not. So anyways, and I'm like, if they want to play a military game, I'm like, yeah, I can't stop you. The best thing I can do is give you advice and try to talk to you or talk you out of wanting to enlist in the military. But at the end of the day, I'm like, that's if they want to play like Call of Duty, Battlefield, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, if you take a liking towards that, I'm like, yeah, what goes on in real life, you ain't gonna have the same situation that you're having in a video game. You thinking, oh, I'm gonna be racking up all these kills because I'm crazy good and I'm like, my reflexes are, they're really fast and all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, it's not gonna be like that in no real war situation, because yeah, in the game, they just have it where it's like you just driving out in the middle of a map and you just getting in the shootouts so that you keep spawning. Yeah, there ain't no spawn in war. I'm like, no, you get shot and killed. That's it. One death. That's it. There ain't no spectating. There ain't nothing. You're going to be having a 6 o'clock meeting with Jesus. Okay. So I'm saying like, that's, I definitely going to be, telling my kids about that stuff. I'm not going to show them any videos, but as they get older, I'm like, that's the thing where it's like, I know they're going to want to get into the internet and all that stuff. And I'm like, if they, the thing is this, if they could, it's most likely gonna be like me. You just randomly scrolling through the internet and then you just out of nowhere that stuff just ends up on your timeline. Whether it's some war videos or videos of people getting killed. It's like you don't be expecting that stuff, but it's like, bro, I seen, and that's the thing where it's like, I would like to hope and think that I don't know, like I think with the day when I do have kids, I'm gonna just straight up tell them, I'm like, hey, social media ain't really all that. Like if you want to get into social media, it's your choice, but it's gonna be at a point in time where you're like, I'm done with it. So I'm like, find other things in life besides social media. Only reason why I'm involved in it is because it's my job. If you want to turn it into a job, yeah, do that. But if you just want to be on there just to be on there, it's not worth it. So. But anyways, but no, getting back to this Unrecord game and stuff. So the thing is this though with this game, that it's a game about a cop. So I know people are like, again, talking on this whole like realistic stuff, and they're all like, you can't tell the difference between what's real and not in that game. I'm like, okay, yeah, like I said, it's a video game. So it's like, if you're having trouble sleeping at night because of that game, then it's like, okay, then that's a game that you should not be playing. For an example, I was like, and I think, I was talking on that, it was like, before, or even in this episode, I don't know, I don't remember, but I think I did mention it before, where, Fallout 3, that game put true, legitimate fear in my eyes. Guess what? I haven't played that game since maybe middle school, high school. I have no desires on playing Fallout 3. None whatsoever. I think I did say like maybe for a challenge one day, but I'm like, other than that, I'm like, bro, I don't have no desires on playing Fallout. Any Fallout title. That goes for Fallout 3, New Vegas, 4, 76. I don't care what it is. I do not have any desires on playing that game because that game brought true, legitimate fear in my eyes. With the stuff that they got in that game, I'm like, nah, bro. It's just, it's one of those things where it's just, I wish. Let me just look up and see if they got, at least for Fallout 76, arachnophobia mode. They probably don't even have no stuff like that. See, you're arachnophobic and wonder what the arachno look like. This is what it does. It's a white screen. What's this? Oh, this is for Fallen Order. What are they talking about? What? Why is it that when I go and try to look up some stuff and it's like they just be out there? That's not even the game that I'm looking for. They showing it for, bro. I'm telling you, man. It's like they be having things in games and I'm like I didn't or in Google and I'm like, bro, I didn't even look for that. They saw I've said Fallout 70. I could have sworn I typed up Fallout 76. Hold on for a second. Yeah, Fallout 76. They talk about Star Wars Fallen Order. I'm like, how does that relate to Fallout? Them are two different games by two different companies. And came out in 2 different years. I don't get it, bro. But anyways, but no, like I just don't play Fallout. So I'm like, no, it's one of those things where I'm like, I ain't got no desires on playing that game because yeah, for one, that game did put fear in my eyes. So but yeah, and I just think that, if that's the case with Unrecord, where it's like, if that game just looks, if it's too much for you, then yeah, then don't play it. It's like, it's okay to not play a game, because there's so many games out there that I haven't played. I'm like, yeah, and then the thing is this, like, when they have, like, things in there that I know I'm not gonna like, yeah, for an example, and they got, like, bugs, spiders, and all that other crap in there, yeah, I'm like, I don't play the game. I'm like, nah, I already know that this game's gonna, have some old weird stuff in it, so therefore, I'm not fooling with it. I'm not going to play this game. I'm going to go on with my life, right? And I'm like, yeah, there have been some games that I played where it has that stuff, and it literally be having me sweating. Like 2 games I played where it was like, it had me literally sweating down to the socks. It was this game called Outriders, and then it was Anthem, and they both had like some spider-like creatures in that game, and I was like, bro, I literally felt my anxiety getting up. Outriders, I don't even know like how I got through that. I'm like, cause I sit down and I think about it, I'm like, bro, there was at times I was going up against herds of spiders, and I'm like, how did I get through that game without losing my mind? And I'm like, no, it's one of those things where I hate that stuff, bro. I just do not like when they have those things in video games. I'm like, if I could avoid it, trust me, I would. I wish all games had an arachnophobia mode, or just like, oh, turn off bugs and just, don't have no form of bugs in there and things. Then cool, dope. I wouldn't even have to worry about that, but yeah, there's just games out there where they're all like, oh no, let's add that stuff in there because, yeah, everybody, there's at times where games, they just be having that stuff for no reason. But guess what? I don't play it. So that's my best advice that I can give to people that's not feeling this Unrecord game, is to not play it, all right? I get the game might look too realistic, and just like I was saying, yeah, that stuff, it looks too realistic to me, the spiders and all that crap. So guess what I do? I just don't play it, and I'm like, yeah, then I'm like, into have it, yeah, even though that they have that stuff in there and I don't like it, but I'm like, I know a developer ain't gonna sit down and listen to what I like and don't like, so they're gonna probably just tell me, it's like, okay, well, that's all throughout the game, we're not gonna take it out, we spent hours developing that stuff, so if you don't like it, don't play it. All right, cool, bet, not gonna play it, gonna move on with my life. So, and that's same with Unrecord. I'm like, yeah, if that stuff, what's crazy is that there's all these games like Call of Duty, they try to make their stuff look realistic. There's a lot of different like military type games out there where they try to make their stuff look realistic. That's like if somebody got a fear of cars, you gonna oh yeah, and you guys gotta take out all the cars in Forza Horizon. How is that gonna be? So what is it? What can we? It's just gonna be an empty space, just going real fast down the road? No, you're not gonna do that. Or if a person they have like a social anxiety, so they don't like games with people in it. So what's the Sims supposed to do? Take out every person that exists in the game? Or let's say a person got like a animal phobia, where they don't like no form of animals whatsoever. So what? Like if they play a hunting game, so they're supposed to take out, so what are they shooting at? Grass? Trees? Nah, bro, it's like I'm saying, it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, look, if you know that game's gonna trigger you some way, somehow, don't play it, okay? That's it. That's all you gotta do, all right? So, anyways, but yeah, you best, I know people are gonna probably ask me, am I gonna play Unrecord when it comes out? You best believe, if they got like some, bugs or some creepy crawly type stuff in the game, I ain't gonna fool with it. But if it's just, a game about a cop going around, trying to solve a crime, because I think that's what the game is. It's about a cop solving crimes. So if that's it, cool, dope. I'm going to play that game, all right? So, anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Thank you guys if you're watching and or if you did. Bruh, how do I do my outros again? Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you view, okay, there we go. And if you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 50 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch and Kick and Instagram at Bro, I am messing up. I am butchering this outro. Okay, hold on. Let me do that again. Make sure you follow me on Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Kick at TMossBoss. I feel like I said that different too. But anyways, and make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. I'm going to try to get through this part without messed up. If you are purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. And if you are purchasing any energy drinks or sleep drinks from Poggers, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. That will knock 10% off your next purchase. And if you are purchasing any controller accessories from Phalo Grips, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. That will also knock 10% off your next purchase. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. I got through that last part, no issues. Okay, cool. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.